Hey everyone, hope we're all fine and dandy today. So for today's video, I wanted to show off a semi-recent art commission that I've had the honor of working on in the past month of November. Yes, I know that was 6 months ago, but this video was planned since then. I just wasn't able to get it out until now. Y'all know how I am about procrastination. And I was super busy in March rehearsing and performing for the local opera, so I have at least some excuse. This won't be the first time I'm making a speed art commentary type of video, but it will be the first-ish time I draw something My Singing Monsters related on my channel, so I figured I might as well share. So back in March 2025, I met a new friend named The Monster Journalist. Some of you may already know him for his MSM channel, and if not, you should go check him out. There's a lot of cool reaction and animation content there. And he was recently invited to the My Singing Monsters official curator club, along with myself and a few other friends. But 7 months ago in October, I was doing my usual rounds promoting my art commissions because I'm post-college syndrome right now, and he ended up reaching out to me saying that he'd like to pay me money to completely reinvent his channel, complete with a new banner, new stream elements, and new emojis for his memberships. However, the big surprise was that those emojis would actually turn out to be a community-wide effort, because TMJ had previously reached out to 11 other MSM creators to ask them what their favorite monster was and what their favorite emoji was, and my job was to combine those two things together for each one. He even asked me the same question a year ago back in March, and I didn't even realize, so one of the emojis was mine as well. So yeah, this is my speed art footage of me bringing all of this commission to life, and I hope y'all enjoy. So it's been almost a year since I graduated college and been on my own out in the real world. How's that been going for me? Well, not fantastic, but also not horrible. I still don't have like an actual job, but I am getting paid a decent amount to sing at a Catholic church twice a week, so I'm not broke, though I wouldn't really say it's financially enough for the student loans that have now entered the repayment period. So while my YouTube channel is still in a rocky phase, how else am I possibly to make some money? Why, through the transactional magic of art commissions, of course. For those who don't know, art commissions are something that freelance artists like me can promote for ourselves, where people pay us to draw whatever they request in exchange for payment. But Treb, why haven't you uploaded as much as you said you wanted to since your big return video? Well, to be perfectly blunt, I'm kind of anti-work. However, the reason why I'm anti-work is not because I'm lazy. I realize now that I tend to rely too heavily on my small bouts of inspiration that hit me when I'm in the right mood and the right circumstances. And if I don't have that, I tend to view all of my videos and projects as something like, okay, I need to draw all of this today. I need to animate this start to finish today. I need to record this entire cover today. Trying to make something and finish it in one day is unrealistic for a lot of reasons, and that amount of pressure causes me to procrastinate and not feel eager enough to even get started. I haven't been taking the advice of one of my teachers, where they told me you need to make small goals for yourself instead of big goals. Starting a project and trying to finish it all in one day is too big of a goal, so I need to focus on just completing small parts of my projects on a day-by-day basis if I want to be more consistent. So I am working on that for future uploads, but while my channel doesn't have the income coming in fully, I'm at least able to make some money by drawing things for people. So if you would like to have some art commissioned from me, you are welcome to email me at my business email, which I will put on the screen here. Later on, I'll probably make a Google form to make things easier on me, but for now, I'm just going to rely on that. I will be able to contact you via that email to draw whatever is requested. There are, of course, limitations and exceptions to that, which we will be able to discuss, but if you're interested, be sure to hit it up. So yeah, this commission definitely took longer than expected. I feel like I would have finished it a lot sooner if I didn't have my go big or go home attitude. The only reason all of these different parts of this got finished to begin with was because I changed my attitude and viewed it as not a big giant thing to finish, but a bunch of small things to finish in chunk by chunk increments. So first we have Daily Dose of MSM, DDO MSM for short, and his favorite monster is of course Law, and his favorite emoji is the most popular version of the crying emoji. Then we have Slimer, whose favorite monster is Fangler, with their favorite emoji being the happy cry emoji. Next, we have Ghostimpa. He said his favorite monster was Sporo, and to pair it with the smiling cat emoji. Next was Hugo11, and he said his favorite monster is Tiawa, and to pair it with the reed dog emoji from the official MSM server. Then we have Jacob the Spider, who wanted Epic Humbug with the spider emoji. Then there's Nova, who loves Bon Appetit paired with any emoji of my choosing. And for some reason I defaulted to the screaming and horror emoji. I think that's a good fit. Next is Uxus, who wanted Wisp to be paired with the blushing emoji. Then we have Tides, who wanted Pentumbra to be paired with the light bulb emoji. Then there's Keegan, who wanted Mimic paired with the rose emoji. Then there's Dipster Punter, who wanted Nerve paired with the low energy emoji. Then we have Gherkin, whose favorite monster is uniquely Red Prismatic Fangler, and he wanted that to be paired with the hamburger emoji. And then lastly, there's me, and my favorite monster I chose was Flumox paired with the pensive emoji. These emojis were definitely the most fun part of the project, because I enjoy making very expressive faces, even if I don't fully believe I've grown into my best art style yet. Normally, I want to have heavily cartoony, rubber hose kind of expressions that are over-exaggerated, but thanks to my rigid structure of doing conceptual art in college, I've subconsciously trained myself to design things a bit too straightforward in terms of shape and color. And I want to unlearn that a bit and start drawing things with a bit more expressive bravery, and draw with more exaggerated shapes and colors that are not usually part of the character. However, I still think what I did was good enough for the purpose of these emojis, and I did still try to get out of my comfort zone by trying out a different shading style. A lot of my MSM artist friends like Nova and Slimer know a good bit about rendering, and I've been hoping to maybe get some tips from them, but until then, I've just been trying my best to learn visually. Someone in DDO server actually thought these emojis were AI generated, which obviously that's false because you're watching my whole drawing process right now on the screen. But it was a very interesting feeling to have my art be compared with AI for the first time. It makes me wonder if I was doing something right or doing something horribly wrong to have my art be anywhere near that comparison, though I won't hold anyone at fault for assuming that, since this shading style was pretty different from my usual soft pastel chalky style. And in case anyone is wondering, all of this was drawn in Procreate on my iPad. Beyond that, these emojis got pretty good reception from everyone who used them. TMJ said they didn't just have to be used for his streams. They were for the whole group of creators to enjoy, as well as to use in our Discord servers and stuff. And there's even a video that TMJ made of him and I revealing these designs to the creators, so if you haven't seen that yet, be sure to check it out. Like all drawing projects, this was also a learning experience for me, as I've learned some digital tricks to make my process go a bit smoother. You'll notice that my coloring will get a lot faster once I get to Bon Appetit, because I was in VC with one of my friends who also uses Procreate, and they told me that I can just set the line art layer to reference and it'll automatically color within the lines if I use the color dropper. So that saved me a bunch of time rather than having to draw my own color outline under the line art for every drawing. This was also the time where I used the symmetry tool, and a lot more than I used to. It really helped me make sure the eyes and facial features were even on most of the front-facing emojis. And yes, you will see me trace Nerve's head for the Nerve emoji because it was not simple enough to freehand. As I've said in my Animal Crossing video, there is never any harm in tracing some things, especially when it comes to patterns and specific shapes that you need help getting the dimension of. It's actually an industry standard to trace parts of your reference so that you can more accurately manipulate your own drawing. I always see people say you should never trace things when you're learning to draw something, which I think is false. It can be a fantastic way to learn if you're learning to do something and do it properly, and actually breaking your reference apart into basic shapes for you to recreate. Obviously, you shouldn't trace other people's artwork and post it as your own, but if you're just tracing things out of your reference and changing the style, color, and texture of it, or merging it with other things that you're making, I think that's perfectly fine. Another aspect of my art I feel I improved upon is how I use color, which could use a bit more improvement to my liking, of course. Most of the time, my shading and use of color is just using a darker version of the base color, but that can sometimes be too flat looking, so you'll see on some of these I actually go with a bit more of an analogous shading method, where I just use the colors next to each other on the color wheel to shade and highlight with. I've also been trying to study up on rim lighting and reflected light, which will be most obvious on the Pentumbra and Mimic drawings. I also like how I gave Wisp a bit of a ghostly glow effect. A question some of you might ask is, what was the hardest one to draw or to figure out? And I think that would be the red prismatic Fangler burger emoji. I was hoping to maybe dress the Fangler in a burger costume of sorts, but I didn't think it would translate well in the concept of an emoji. Like, what would people even use that emoji for? So I ultimately just went with Fangler eating the most likely vegan burger so that people can use it for a more direct meaning. But if I were to redo this project, I definitely would have come up with something a bit better. Though sometimes being more direct was a good thing. Some of these emojis came with their own revisions, like you'll notice I drew Epic Humbug one way before redrawing and changing it, and that's because Jacob the Spider thought it would be more direct if it were holding a spider instead of matching the pose of the spider emoji. But anyway, after this video is done, I do have another MSM art project that's been in the works for way too long due to my procrastination, so I hope to start getting it done soon to post on this channel as well. And by the time that comes, I'll hope to have my Google form ready for any potential art commissions. Other art-related projects for my channel include some 2D animations. If you guys remember, I was offered a rough animation position on an indie pilot, but it is currently on hold, so I'm trying to further develop my animation skills by making some personal animations to grow my portfolio. And I want My Stinging Monsters to be the forefront of that. There's like a lot of baseline ideas I have when it comes to animation, ranging from animated music videos to an animated My Singing Monsters cartoon show, but like I said earlier, small goals. I need to have some small goals first, otherwise I'm going to be too scared to ever make anything. Oh boy, this video is longer than I was expecting it to be. I don't even know what to type for the rest of the script, so I'm just gonna start saying random stuff. Speaking of scripts, I have 1.5 scripts fully written for the Total Drama video series I want to start doing. That's gonna shell shock my audience for sure, because it's gonna be very different from the stuff I usually make. But I really want to make it. I am obsessed with Total Drama, and I just really want that to be like the next thing on my channel that I just start doing. It's gonna be an analysis video, by the way. It's not gonna. Whenever I say script, I don't mean like a script for like for like an episode or something. It's more like an analysis series of the eliminations in the show and what makes them fair or unfair. You know, that's gonna be fun for me to make. I want to make it. I know some of you in the My Singing Monsters fandom watch Battle for Dream Island, so if you like that show, I'm sure you like Total Drama as well, so I'm sure y'all will watch my videos regardless. And if it does well, I might even continue making analysis videos for Battle for Dream Island and possibly for Disventure Camp. That'll be pretty fun. I also have plans to rank some Pixar movies and rank some other things regarding cartoon shows and stuff that I want to start doing. I know that's done by a lot of people, but I'm hoping to find ways that I can make it uniquely mine. I was definitely serious when I said I was gonna start doing other things outside of My Singing Monsters, and the stuff I just said is like a handful of the stuff I want to start doing. It just takes a lot of bravery to actually put it out there, because the YouTube algorithm is not gonna treat me very well for diverting into so many topics. You can also expect me to start singing other stuff too. Like I do have a cover that I'm currently working on from Hadestown, and there are some that I want to do from Epic the Musical super soon. It's my voice has been okay. I keep waiting for my voice to be perfect, but if I keep doing that, then I'm never gonna sing. So I just need to get up and sing, even if I don't feel like it's perfect enough. Another thing that's been keeping me busy from my channel lately is that I've been doing a lot of voice acting auditions, and some of them have been getting shortlisted, which is good news for me. I would love to have a voice acting role in something huge or even just a fan project. Yeah, that's fun. Anyway, look at that. I filled out the rest of the time by rambling about nothing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys next time for the next My Singing Monsters speed art drawing commentary video. Yeah!